taxi to Eldoret town. But the driver was not ready to leave yet. He was waiting for another passenger. We were kept waiting for 1.5 hours. In this journey, we'll be covering 324 kilometers towards the Rift Valley region, and you'll be crossing at least 5 police roadblocks. The first roadblock is mounted just before Limuru town, and there is another roadblock around Kijabe town. The next roadblock will be in Maimahiu town. And after that, police have also been placed a few kilometers from Nakuru town. And our last roadblock will be near Kapsabet Junction. We left Nairobi at 6 a.m. This will be our ride, a KCS 615X. And our driver will be this man, the co-driver, an expectant mother. Under the back seat, it will be me and our cameraman, Amos Amdani. They do not know that we are journalists, and they're not aware we are recording. We will do this secretly. The journey was smooth, but as we approached Mutarako area in Limuru, the driver asked us to alight from the vehicle. We did, and as requested, we walked with confidence, just like residents heading to their homes. We passed the police, and we were not stopped. None of them noticed us. Our driver too passed the roadblock and caught up with us just a few meters from the roadblock.
Hata nikawa kuangalia hata.
Unajua? Nikiwa wengi kwa gari. Inakuwa suspect one. That's why
He was soft-spoken and a quiet man, but a conniving person. He avoided the Nairobi Metropolitan Roadblock, guarded by the General Service Unit in Uplands area. He chose to drive through the Maimahiu Road. Sometimes he would make calls to inquire on how the road looked like ahead. As we approached Kijabe area, he asked us to get out of the vehicle again and advised us to use a boda to cross the next roadblock.
Vuka tu pale. Sisi wawili. Nasema sisi wote so.
The riders here too are part of the game. We didn't have much time. We jumped on the bikes, and no one stopped us. We covered the distance in less than a minute. There were other passengers here too, waiting to cross. Our vehicle too passed the same roadblock. We asked him how he managed to cross. And again, he made another call. This time, he was planning on how another passenger would be sneaked back to Nairobi. We approached Maimahiu town, but this time the game changed. The driver got out of the vehicle too. The vehicle was parked inside a car wash. The game here was to pour some water on the surface of the vehicle, and interestingly, he would not be driving past the police. He left the vehicle behind. He too crossed this police roadblock on foot. We used the boda to go past the police. Our driver later joined us on foot. His vehicle had already crossed over. He paid this man 50 shillings only to drive it past the police. But we raised the question of why we had to pay extra money along the way. He answered that question by making a phone call to a contact person, Joe. And surprisingly, there was another customer waiting for him.
So asitembee bila pesa. At least akotuna pesa hata kama ni 5. Yeye ni yake.
It took us 2 hours to get to Naivasha town, and all through, we did not know what was waiting for us ahead. 2.5 hours later, we approached Nakuru town, and here again, characters changed. We were asked to use a matatu.
Kati bobe. Kati bobe. Fuka hii boda. Kwa tatu.
We easily passed the police, raising our hope of reaching Eldoret town without being caught. We decided to engage the co-driver in a chat. We proceeded with our journey. At Salga town, a military vehicle had earlier been involved in an accident, and the police were busy trying to clear the road. We knew our final destination would be Eldoret town, but things changed when we got near the diversion that takes you to Kisumu town. We engaged him further, just for the purposes of wanting to know the reason of him not fulfilling his part of the deal. We parted ways here. And this is how the rest of the journey looked like. And with the big question in mind, supposing each one of us contracted the virus. The driver left for Kisumu town to go pick more passengers for Nairobi. The co-passenger headed to Bungoma town to meet her parents and other relatives. I and the cameraman, Amos, continued with our journey to Eldoret town. This clearly demonstrates how the virus is being spread outside of Nairobi metropolitan area. He paid our fare to Eldoret town. He handed us over to this matatu crew. It was a slow matatu. It would pick and drop passengers on the road. No COVID-19 guidelines were being observed. A journey that would have taken us 20 minutes took us over 1.5 hours. The driver and the tout would even alight from the vehicle and chat with people by the roadside. And when they got back into the vehicle, we asked them about the existence of COVID-19 in the country. All this was filmed secretly. Every shopping center we approached, they would stop and engage in conversations, even in the marketplace. At Timboroa, we hopped into a different matatu. This appeared to be moving faster, and he even passed the Kapsabet roadblock with ease. But again, they handed us over to a different matatu that would take us to Eldoret town. Inside this one too, no guidelines were being observed. People would get in and out freely. No masks, no sanitization of hands, and social distancing was forced by a lack of passengers at that particular time. And shortly before 2 p.m., our journey came to an end. We are finally here in Eldoret town, Uasin Gishu County. This journey has taken us 8 hours.
Under normal circumstances, this would have taken us 6 hours.
A few people here in this town wore masks, and it was business as usual for many of them. We drove back to Nairobi that same day. We noticed people were using the same roadblock to sneak in and out of Nairobi. This explains just one journey out of many that could well be transporting the virus to innocent rural areas. Purity Mwambia, Citizen TV.